Hi, DJ with DJ Star Tarot with your reading for your daily reading for January 30, 2022, and this is for all 12 zodiac signs. All right, we have universe, recognition and reward, and shadow. Okay, the universe represents the world in regular tarot. So we'll look at the universe, okay, and it's letting you know that you have worked so hard, you have come so far in your journey or on your journey, and it's time for you to be rewarded for all of your efforts, right? It's time for you to see those rewards for everything that you've done. Triumph, liberation, fulfillment, success, peace. Everything you strive for within your reach, you met it, okay? You grabbed it, you held on to it, you've accomplished it. But more importantly, it represents the wisdom you've gained along that journey, okay? You should now really be happy, because I feel like I feel like deep down your soul, you're feeling a lot more accomplished. And honestly, I feel like with the world, it's limitless, right? You can reach whatever it is that you want as long as you put the effort to it to achieve those goals on that journey. Let's talk about reward and recognition, because I talked about being rewarded with the universe, and you have come a long time, that it's now time for you to be recognized for all of your hard work, for all the projects, for all the journeys, for all of the accomplishments that you have this far, okay? I feel like now you should really be smiling at yourself and saying, you did it. You did it. No one helped you. You did it on your own. You came this far, and you you strive, right? You strive to move forward, to have better. And so I just feel like because of that, more possibilities are in the works for you. So I just feel like you've laid down the solid foundation, you paved the path, right? And now I feel like there are opportunities that are going to be opening up down this path. But I feel that you need to take care of yourself in the meantime, right? As you walk through this, right? Always stay grounded, get rest when you need it. And I feel that, with all of that, you're going to be able to accomplish a whole lot more. So I honestly feel like your future is this journey that you've created, right? This road, this path is definitely a journey of success, okay? Now we have the shadow. Now it's interesting that the shadow is here. That represents the moon. Now this shadow is about facing our shadow side, right? Facing our fears, our doubts, facing all of those things that keep us from taking the next action. And right now this is saying, face those dark shadows that are telling you, girl, boy, you don't, just stop here. You don't need to move forward. Just stop here and let it come to you. No, that's not the right mentality. The mentality is, yes, we did it. We're going to take it to the next level. We're going to accomplish all of our goals until we get to the point where we're comfortable, and we're not going to stop because we're going to continue to grow. So I feel like those doubtful thoughts that are coming in, or the fear of, failing, because sometimes we get to a certain point or level and then we're just like, oh, let's stop because we might lose this all. But that's where you have to maintain that balance, right? We don't want to let the ego come in. We need to stay grounded and balanced so that we don't lose all of what we worked hard for, and we continue. So that shadow card is saying, look, there is light at the end of the tunnel. You have it. You just need to face it. But I feel that again, it's the fear of the unknown. If we're going to lose this all of the stuff that we worked for, will we lose it, or will it grow? And that's the scariest part. And I feel like because of that, a lot of people just, okay, I'm happy here, I'm just going to stay here, and they stay at level 1 or level 3, and they don't go to 10 because they're afraid that they might lose this all, right? And I feel that once we face that, we say, no, you know what, you need to go, dark side, because there's no room for you. The only thing that there's room for is that big shiny light, all right, the positive light that's going to lead me forward. And yes, we're going to have dark days. Yes, we're going to have dark moments, but it's how you face those moments that's going to get you to the next level. Do we sit and harbor that we've got hurt, or we got burned, or we got disappointed, or we hit a roadblock? Do we sit at a standstill, or do we say, okay, I'm going to take a break for today, but tomorrow's a new day and I'm going to face it with this and knock that out the park? That's the mentality we need to have. But sometimes this little dark shadow does creep up on us, and we just got to push it to the side, right? Whether you take the rest of that day to work through that feeling, and then the next day pick yourself up and move along, or you take a week. However, we don't want it to go into months, okay? We don't want it to go into years, because what is for you can never be against you, okay? And you got to remember that. And yes, it's really hard, especially when we have darkness around us. You know, if we're in a difficult situation, or we're in a job that we hate and we're trying to get out of it, but the door keeps closing. But that's because those doors are not meant for you. You don't want to go from one bad situation to another. And that's how you have to see it. If you've been trying to find different jobs and those jobs don't pan out, that's because they're worse than where you're at. So you got to stay put till that one door opens where you're meant to be. And the same goes for relationships. Although relationships is a little bit more complicated, because we don't see the truth of the real person behind the mask until later. But if there's red flags, that's where you need to say, wait a minute, red flag number 1, let me not forget this. Red flag number 2, what is this? You know, and analyze that, because that really, I feel that when you're in a relationship, people can really harm your self-esteem. They could really bring down your motivation and cast a shadow by the way that they treat you or the things that they say to you. And that's where you really need to say, that's my boundary, I gotta go, peace out. And then move along. And then you'll see that it may hurt for a little while, because maybe you've grown to like this person a lot, or even love that person, and maybe you're one of those that don't want to be alone. But sometimes we need to be alone to grow, right? We need to grow, to build ourselves up and really see the other opportunities that are there. But we got to heal. And sometimes that happens when you're in a bad relationship and you pull out of it and you're by yourself, but you really can't dwell on the I'm alone and I'm sad. You have to dwell on, you know, that was a relationship that wasn't good for me. I've learned this from it, and I know that the next relationship I'm not going to allow that to happen. That's how you have to deal with the situations. I hope this, you know, helps you navigate through anything that you might be going through, and motivates you and keeps you going. And I hope you stay blessed. We'll talk soon.